Hey, what's going on, friends? Welcome to another blog review. This one is really important to me. Ties directly to what we offer here at OM. And it's really this idea of process-oriented and flawless digital execution. So really, this blog post is flawless digital execution is no longer an option. Why is this no longer an option? And the reality is, and I know I speak about this fairly often, the world has changed, right? COVID really sped up the digitization of society. A lot of the core traditional growth strategies that was implemented have been affected, such as event-based marketing or outbound sales, which is really flatlining in effectiveness. Um, and what we see very often as a company that specializes in creating digital demand is that most companies on a quarterly basis or on a yearly basis set these unrealistic goals, spend weeks or months planning, um, and then almost instantly go back to what I call scattered execution, or you'll often hear me say whack-a-mole marketing. Um, and that's this idea that we're continually solving problems or just pursuing one-off tactics, which is not conducive to intentional growth. So to us, flawless digital execution means really going back to the basics. The basics start with a healthy foundation. I strongly believe that if you have a healthy digital foundation, you're already in the top of your class because the world is so nascent when it comes to digital marketing that most foundations are broken. So what I strongly suggest that you focus on that foundation. Is your website operating effectively? Is it tracked? Are you tracking all the key conversion events that you need to be tracking? Are you tracking cross-platform? Are you being indexed properly by Google? Do you have a website that educates your audience and it's built to drive action? Do you have all your analytics in place? Really creating a foundation checklist is really important. Once you have that foundation, then it makes sense to invest in demand generation. Something that I really like to communicate is, you know, some of these main channels like Facebook, Google, and LinkedIn are extremely effective when done right, are extremely expensive when done wrong. So not only are they often done wrong, you're often driving traffic to these websites that or web experiences that are not optimized. So what ends up happening is your cost is extremely high. And if you don't have good lead quality, when you begin to audit your data at the customer level, you'll find out that you're spending thousands of dollars to acquire a customer. So really for us, it's create a healthy foundation, then launch demand gen. Launching demand gen requires the best practices. If you're not an expert in channels like Google, like Facebook, I strongly recommend you find an expert. Then comes the growth stage. So we have a foundation, we have demand generation, and now we have to spend months realizing and figuring out what works for us. Once we understand our channel structure, once we understand our strategies, that's when true marketing happens. What happens in the world is that most companies get stuck in this foundation demand generation phase. They're consistently pursuing data from their leadership that they're being requested to report on. And we never get to this stage of true marketing. A healthy system is in place. We understand our channels, and now we're being creative, focusing on creating new demand and educating our prospects effectively through some kind of strategy that we've outlined, planned, and are executing um, intentionally. And really, this is the core of this blog post. How do you go back to creating a healthy foundation so you can execute a growth system that is effective? And to me and to us, that is what we mean by flawless digital execution. In today's world, whack-a-mole marketing will no longer support your needs. So really simple. I wanted to break down the steps. Obviously, this is more complex than I have it here, but at the most basic level, companies need to step back, audit and optimize their existing execution. What are you doing? Why are you doing it? And are you doing it effectively? And if you don't know if you're doing it effectively, find an expert to audit or give you feedback. Set your mission. What is that guiding light? We want to be the leader in X. We want to saturate X market. What is that vision? Then begin to break that down on a quarterly basis with ambitious but realistic goals. And then create a strategy and tactical plan that ties directly to those goals. Everything that you're doing should tie to those goals. Every metric that you're tracking should be a metric that you are influencing with your existing strategy. Um, and I believe if we go through this process, set a healthier foundation, you will see more sustained success. Hope you liked the blog post. As always, I'm here to help. I'm here to run your audits for you and look forward to your growth.